epic office renovation. All right, guys, so I work from home and I spend at least 40 hours, 50 hours a week in this office. And at the time, it really wasn't what I wanted. It was just kind of pieced together IKEA, old furniture. So I told my wife, listen, I spent all my time here. I want an awesome office. So went ahead and created this. And this is part one of a two-part series video where I redo my entire office from desk, printer stand, credenza, refit in the closet so that it can be a little bit more organized, and then painting the walls so it kind of all flows together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So while I was with my dad, I drew up some rough plans, which I will show you. Very, very rough. Went to Lowe's and I purchased some black steel pipe and all the fittings that will go with it. And we're going to try to make a pretty cool industrial looking desk. I'm not even joking. You can never do a frickin' project without going to Lowe's at least 4 times to return stuff and buy more stuff. It never frickin' fails. But this afternoon we're going fishing, so not working on the project today, and tomorrow I'm gonna go get the Cypress boards and run them through the planer at my dad's shop. Then we'll be getting ready to put this thing together. So the workshop's a little dirty. Let's clear some room and get this thing cooled down because it is hot outside. Now that we've got the work area cleaned, I'm gonna look through the stack of beautiful cypress wood my dad got from a friend, and we're gonna run it through the planer until they're perfectly smooth and they look like wood you would buy at Home Depot, except it's 40 years old and it's really hard wood. It's gonna make an awesome desk. We're gonna go from boards that look like this to boards that look like this. Perfect straight edges, easier to work with. Three hours in the wood shop, 3.5. Chop saw, table saw, planer. 15 boards are absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go home and use the biscuit drill to trail some biscuits so we can join them together. Glue them, 24 hours on the glue, and then we're gonna come back and sand, make them, I'm gonna do them 2 at a time, and then we're gonna go 3 sets of 2, so there's 6 boards. Ideally, my desk is gonna be about 30 on the long side, 27 inches on the return, and we'll see how it goes from there, but so far I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. So now that I kind of got the flow of the desk and trying to make the grain kind of look cool, and I mean we got some dark boards that kind of fade into a lighter board, I'm gonna join using the joiner 2 at a time, give it 24 hours, and then we're going to take 2, which is now 1, and go 6 boards to kind of make the front part of my desk, and we'll make the return as well. 4 hours gone by. They look really nice glued together. We can finally pop them out of the clamps and do the next set, but I wanted to look, and you'll see, I guess here on this board, when they went put together, there's just a little bit of spacing where one board's thicker than the other. So I'm probably gonna go back kind of right here, just a smidge. And since I got it over at my dad's, instead of sanding that down, I'm just gonna run it through the planer again and make it super, super smooth. Third time I'm putting this piping back together. Hopefully this is the last time. I'm trying to fit everything, get it all leveled off, and that way I can measure from post to post to make sure when we build the cross boards underneath the table that they're supported properly. Once this is put all together and snug and flush and leveled out with the leveler, I'm going to take it outside. Hopefully, well, it's raining right now, but hopefully this weekend, spray paint it with some Rust-Oleum, gloss, paint, primer in one, black. The base will be done. Go take the measurements over to the workshop tomorrow. Hopefully bring the desktop home and we can go ahead and fit it together, sand it with 200 grit sandpaper, take my stain and my sealer, and we're good to go from there. Now that I got all the 1.5 inch trim pieces cut, I got to build a base that's going to go around the top of my steel pipe frame. So we're going to make 5 boards that'll lay out on the frame, and then we'll secure them to the table underneath, so that way it kind of holds it all together, and then we have something to screw into. If my dad were here, he'd laugh. You know why? Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. Break time with Joseph and Matthew. Going back to Lowe's. Gotta get a new saw blade, some 1.25 inch wood screws. We're putting this desk together today. We're gonna give this Poly Shades Bombay Mahogany Gloss color a try. I want to try it on a little piece of wood, so I got a tiny can because I'm not sure if it's going to be too dark and hide the grain that's in the cypress wood. So what I want to accomplish today is get these two tabletops joined together and have the base glued down, screwed down to the bottom of the desk. That way I can flip it, have it ready for the piping once I get that painted, and then from there we can work on trim once it's off the ground. But it's Sunday, I got about 2 hours till football starts, and I'm going to be glued to the couch till midnight, so let's get it done. So one more thing I got to do before I secure the boards to the back of this is I need to clean up the glue that's separated or basically fell through on the underside of the desk. So I drew out where my boards are going to be because I don't really care if there's a little glue here, but I'm going to use the scraper, scrape it off so it's smooth, and that way these boards sit properly. So I've reached the probably most crucial point in this whole project, and that is getting this V seam perfectly as close as I possibly can without having to fill it in with sawdust, because you're going to be able to see it. I want an absolutely perfect seam. So I'm going to have to lift up the other side of the desk. I might actually put a couple screws in on this side just to hold it, and honestly I'm probably going to wait for Stephanie to get home from Target, so that way while we push and hold I can screw the screw in. I mean, once I get 2 screws in, it's not going anywhere, but this is a freaking sweet desk. So I got to thinking, when we cut these 45s on the table, I've got 2 of these perfectly right-angled boards left. That would fit in the corner nicely for a printer stand, which would match my desk. So we're adding on to the drawing. Put the trim on the printer stand pieces that are going to go in the corner of the office. I need to sand these down. Went to Lowe's again today, picked up another $100 in piping that's going to make the base for this. But really this one will be a little bit quicker than the actual desk. Sand, 80, 220, stain, put it in the office. I did this part, it looked really nice. I went inside, had dinner, and came out and didn't realize that I probably should have just did the whole damn thing at once. But this looked really nice from like here to here. But then all this over here was a little too dark, and so I ended up having to stain, or excuse me, I ended up having to sand again with 120 and then 150 to try to get this really nice weathered look, and I'm actually very lucky it came out as nice as it did. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm done, I'm happy with it. Everyone thinks it looks good. Time to hit it with some polyurethane coat. Alright, that's it. This garage has been a mess too long. Let's finish this project. Alright, I got the desk with Stephanie in the room. There's two last little things we gotta do. One, I gotta figure out where I have to drill a hole for my monitor stand. And two, I have to go get some hooks so that I can run all my wires underneath the desk and it'll look pretty clean. But stoked, this thing is awesome. Kinda gotta reconfigure some things in this office. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this couch, but this is only part one of the video.